Oh, Bali, the land of infinity pools, coconut water, and perfect Instagram shots. Good morning, lovely people! Tuning in from Bali. It's like heaven on earth, right? My latest trip to Bali was actually the second time on the island, and 2 days before my departure, I still felt like I did not know the real Bali. The Bali beyond the beach. You see, initially, I came to Bali for a life-changing event that assembled 108 entrepreneurs from around the world. We all got to stay at the luxurious Sori Bali, a beautiful hotel designed with care to make your stay as comfortable as possible. Hey, welcome to Sori Bali! Yay! Each villa had their own pools, and the one that I shared with my friend Sarah was ridiculous. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yes, you're not dreaming. This is my pool. Yes. I mean, I could jump in our pool from the living room, and I had a direct view on the beach. Wow. When I'm with you. It truly doesn't get better than that, right? And still, I finished the event feeling like I wanted to see the Bali of Balinese people. And so, with only 2 days left to investigate, I went on a deep cultural immersion with my friend Katie and our local guide and Bali BFF, and this is what we discovered. Patience. If you've ever traveled in a tropical island, this won't be a surprise to you. Things tend to get a lot slower in these places, demanding greater patience. The same goes along in Bali. The heat, the powerful energy, and the way of life there demands that you take your time a little bit more. Be prepared to adapt to this pace, especially if you come from a more speedy island. I'm looking at you, New Yorkers. Katie and I were on our way to Agan's family compound in order to learn how to make the traditional Balinese offerings, which is an essential element of Balinese culture. Malayan village, floating in the sky.
Floating in the sky, floating between heaven and earth.
Oh wow.
That's what it means. Wow.
Yeah, our ancestors, they're really smart back in the days to create this kind of the village name. Most of the village name here in Bali, it has a meaning. It's not just a name.
Yeah.
Right? It has a history behind it.
Yeah.
We got a word for hello called Om Swasti Astu. Om Swasti Astu. Hello, but it has a meaning. God with us, God save us. Yeah, Om Swasti Astu.
Om Swasti Astu.
My parents said, my father said, we are considered a tradition. Right?
Beautiful, all of you.
Welcome to my family compound.
Thank you.
So this is the offering that we're gonna take to go to the temple for the water purification. He's my son. He's my first son.
Oh my god, cutie. As you probably guessed, patience is particularly required when making Balinese offerings, especially as a beginner. Thankfully, Agan's wife, who was hilariously nicknamed Go Flo, don't ask me why, was the greatest teacher we could have hoped for. She was kind, loving, and most importantly, patient.
What is this?
This one we call them is from that coconut leaf. Palm leaf, the young palm leaf, coconut leaf, right? Follow her right now.
Alright, let's see. So do you buy this or do you go get it every day?
We buy sometimes, we get it from the community. Sometimes we buy also from the community.
Care. Balinese people truly care, and about everything.
Nah, look
They
at
care about other people, they care about nature, and they care about the divine. As our guide explained to us, the value of caring for others is actually ingrained in their culture, and it is found in the phrase asa, ase, asu, meaning love, care, and equality. Accordingly, one of the most common thing you'll hear about Balinese people is how nice they are, and it's not an exaggeration. As soon as you step outside of the airport, you are greeted with sincere smiles and welcoming hearts. Being so nice and welcoming in such a beautiful island eventually comes at a price, however.
in this area, like 5-6 years ago, there is not any single building.
So these are all new compounds?
This is mostly like hotels.
How do you feel about that?
Of course, so many of us we disagree about this. We worried about our nature because they build this hotel in the productive land, right? So yeah, if they build them in a non-productive land, yes, of course we will agree. This is the productive land, and then the size of the rice field that we have right now in Bali is getting small and small year by year because we have so many investors coming into Bali. They buy a land and then they build a hotel, yeah, a restaurant. So, but we can't really do nothing about this.
The process of making these offerings was a practice in the Balinese way of life. Caring for these palm leaves very carefully as if they're the most precious thing on earth. It definitely tested my clumsy tendencies and demanded great focus and a capacity to stay present.
Maya, careful with your hand.
Don't worry, I got it.
Yeah.
You look very serious.
I want to make it well.
Beauty. Imagine dedicating some time every day to create something beautiful to show gratitude and appreciation for life in all of its forms. Like creating a piece of art, a painting, or maybe a sculpture. And then imagine knowing that this beautiful creation would only be temporary. Maybe last a few days, few weeks at most. This is precisely what Balinese offerings are like. And Katie and I were in awe of this practice because of all of the wisdom that it taught us.
So, also this family temple is dedicated to the god of sun, god of light, god of fire, god of moon, and then
You picked that?
Yes.
You get to pick who you're dedicated
Yeah.
to. Oh, very
Yeah.
cool. So
And
your
then-
ancestors decided
yeah,
that.
yeah. And then the family temple also dedicated into the three different main god: Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, creator, protector, and destroyer.
Wow.
Right? And then the family temple also, we have the sculpture also for the good spirit.
Which one's that one?
This one. So those two sculpture on the right hand side, so that one is the male ancestor, and the left hand side is the female ancestor. And then one is right in the corner. So that one is dedicated to the god of sun, god of Surya,
Got it.
god of light, god of fire. And then this one with the 3 doors. This one is dedicated to the 3 different main god. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, creator, protector, and destroyer. So this one is dedicated to a good spirit. So when we have the temple ceremony, we will dress them up all to look good,
I love that.
decorate them.
I
Right?
told Flo yesterday I want to live in a society that puts flower bays on elephants.
Yeah. We put flowers on the sculpture, everything, except for this one because this one is dedicated to a good spirit. So we use different colors. It's gonna be 2 different color: red, white, red, black, or black, white.
Oh, you just spread it.
This is what you sew with.
Close.
Okay.
To make it around.
Okay.
We need
That's right. Okay.
And Flo
I need to spread my wings.
needs to spread her wings a little.
I did it.
You did it.
I'm really happy.
When we finished making the baskets for the offerings and added the decorative elements such as flowers, meant to carry our prayers to the gods, to the different crackers and fruits, we were amazed by how beautiful it all looked. So many colors, so much beauty in one tiny creation. They felt so precious.
Well done, girls.
And yet, one of the most common things that you'll see in Bali is these same offerings lying on the ground in the streets, and most of them are stepped on by people walking by. At first, I wondered if this offended local people, but no one really seemed to care. And after this experience, I think I understand why. These offerings are not meant to last forever or be protected. They are not meant to serve as permanent decorations. They are ephemeral, and yet they are powerful. They are inspiring, beautiful, and yet so vulnerable. Balinese offerings are so real, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Real Island Life.
Asa, Asin, Asu.